Let me start by saying that I know you don't come here for medical advice. I am not a health professional in any way, shape, or form. So everything I'm about to say, please speak to your own doctor about and research yourself and educate yourself. But while I am not a healthcare professional, I'm also just somebody who likes to help other people, and I do my fair share of research before I do make any kind of health choices. And I also do not gatekeep for my people. I will not gatekeep for you when I have found something that I really like. So I have been doing two things for my health, and I started one of them in October and one of them at the end of November. And I feel like both of them have helped me in a ton of ways. So at the end of November, my friends and I decided to start intermittent fasting. So if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, it means that there is a window of time where you eat. It also means that you cannot consume any beverages unless it's in that window of time. You can have, outside of your eating allowed time, you can have black coffee, you can have teas without honey or sugar, and you can of course have water. You can even have water with lemon if you're feeling fancy. People keep asking me how I'm doing this with the coffee. You can use nut pod creamers. So I'll maybe link that in my story, what a nut pod creamer is. I'm going to be really honest with you. If you are a creamer girl, this is not gonna give you the sweet satisfaction that you're used to. I like the cookie butter very much, but it definitely, I'll say it tastes like watered down creamer for obvious reasons, but it's still been worth it to me. My intermittent fasting window is I eat from 12 to 8. Some of my friends are doing 11 to 7. We don't do it every day of the week. We all take off on weekends. You're not supposed to do it every day. You're supposed to kind of mix it up to keep your body guessing. But just some of the benefits, I just pulled this up so you can know some of the benefits of intermittent fasting is it enhances cellular energy, reduces inflammation, builds a stronger immune system, it promotes weight loss, it improves sleep, it balances your blood sugar, it improves your digestion, it lowers cholesterol, it helps prevent heart disease, and it normalizes your hunger hormone. So let me just say, some mornings are easier than others for sure. There are a lot of times I wake up and I'm like, God, why am I so hungry? And then other times where it's like, I'm allowed to start eating at 12 and it's creeping into 1 o'clock and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not starving to death. So that's been nice. I think for me, I'm a person who needs rules, like strict rules. I can't just say, make good choices, eat healthy, work out more. We all know that. Like for instance, I go to work and there might be in our lunch area, a stack of pretzels or cookies or whatever. And I'm really not even hungry, but I will just grab some. But knowing that I can't eat until 12, stops me from a lot of that. And also, of course, stop eating at 8 stops me from late night snacking. And I will tell you, there are times when I get home from taking Harper to volleyball and we get home at 7:50 and I run in the house and I'm like, give me something to eat, because we eat a really early dinner. But I just know at 8 o'clock, I gotta stop. So I like the defined rules. And my friends and I, who, we are 4 different people and with 4 different kind of lifestyles, a lot similarities, but a lot of differences, and it's working for all of us and we're all enjoying it. And honestly, after a weekend of eating traditionally, we are all kind of ready to get back into it. Like, we took a little bit of a break at Christmas time and we were like, oh my God, I can't wait to get back into it. For me, one of the things I really notice is the bloating, which might also be part of the second thing that I'm doing too. But the combination of the 2 things I've been doing is kind of amazing. So let me tell you about the second thing. Okay, so the second thing I'm doing is taking Armra. I don't know if you have seen advertisements for Armra. as much as I love makeup and skincare, I would say the other thing that I probably research maybe even more is supplements. And I just love the science just behind, I love health science. I don't know, like I love understanding like what foods are doing for your body, what exercise does for your body, how important sleep is, all these things. And I don't just like listen to some influencer that I saw once and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that. And don't just listen to me, do your research. When I find like somebody talking about a supplement, then I go and I look to all kinds of resources to make sure that it is something that's actually true. I did the same for the intermittent fasting. I did a lot of research and found like all these reasons why professionals in the healthcare system were saying it's a good idea. And then I made the choice, and I highly suggest that that's how you do things. But when I was reading about Armra, I was in, because as much as I am a person who reads about a ton of supplements and vitamins, I only take one. This is just like the science behind it, and the idea of why it was created is just kind of mind-blowing. And I went down like a long tunnel one night learning everything I absolutely could about this product. And it is not a supplement. It is not a supplement at all. It's actually called a superfood. This is not one of those pre-workouts or post-workouts or anything like that. It is a superfood, and it is colostrum. Yes, it is colostrum. And if you look on the back at the ingredients, it just says colostrum. So that's all that it is. And I have the unflavored, so I don't know if the ones that are flavored probably have other ingredients in it, but I have the unflavored. So colostrum, if you don't know, is mammal's milk. And it isn't just mammal's milk, like milk that we drink. It is that first milk that they consider liquid gold. So when a mother has a baby, in that first, I think it's 48 to 72 hours after she gives birth, she produces colostrum, which is different than the milk that she will produce after that. It has all of these nutrients and vitamins. And the main concept for Armra is immunity health. It is just supposed to boost your immunity. But outside of that, it has, I think it was like, I read over 4,000 other benefits. So like for me to even begin to scrape the surface on the benefits of this stuff is just insane. But I'll tell you just some of the main benefits that made me, for one thing, I was just looking for something for overall health. And this is to strengthen your immunity, to ignite your metabolism, fortify your gut health, which for me is a huge problem, restore your sleep, improve your mood, focus, and energy. It supports sinus health. This is something that like I have really noticed. I'll get into that. It enhances your skin radiance. It activates hair growth, fuels performance and recovery. So those are just kind of the very main benefits. For me, I have noticed a big difference in bloating. Again, the intermittent fasting and this combined, I'm not sure which is responsible for that, or maybe it's a combination of both, but for me, that's been huge. I just kept saying, I just feel better, and I could not understand why it was, and all of a sudden one day it hit me. My sinuses feel so clear. Like, you can take in, I have said this before, I always have like a little cough. I always have like one nostril that's clogged up. I always have sinus pressure, all of these things. And so when I just keep saying I just feel better, it is that. My energy, I'm not gonna say it's insane, but I was really struggling before I started it. And I can tell a difference. Even my friends are like, oh, you do have a lot more energy. And it's not like I'm buzzing around by any means, but I just feel more normal than I was feeling. I was feeling very like sluggish, and again, I'm doing the intermittent fasting, which is supposed to help with that, and this Armra, I can't say which it is, but I like them both, and I'm not willing to stop both. I did not take this for hair growth, and if any of you know my hair growth story, this is not my hair. This is, you know, I buy this. And I have no hair. I have a YouTube video where I talk about that, and I've tried everything under the sun for hair growth. The only like topical thing that I truly believe in, if you want my opinion, is minoxidil. And And I don't know why I kind of got away from using that. It did kind of work for me. But even with the minoxidil, I have never in my life seen anything of everything I've ever tried. And I work in a salon, people. I can get my hands on a lot of good stuff that works, like the hair growth has worked for Arma. Like, I literally put my hair back in a ponytail, and I will show that in my story. And I was like, my God, I had all these hair sticking out all over, like all over, not just around my hairline where, you know, you usually see some hair growth, all back in here. They were like just this big, sprouting out. And I'm like, what is that? And then I was like, holy shit, it is new hair growth all over my head. Like, and then I was in. Also, you know, in December, Hudson had Hudson had the flu. Then Harper got the flu. Then she got strep, and then she had a stomach bug. This was when Brian's back was really bad, so it was taking everything in him just to go to work during the day. So he would come home and lay flat on his back all night. Lucy's never here, so she would never get sick. But I was the only one with these children while they were sick, and I was in their face because they had fevers that just wouldn't quit, and fevers make me nervous. So I was all up in their grill, giving them medicine, giving them water. Harper one day was like, I'm tired of everybody ignoring me and not sitting by me. And I was like, fine. And I literally just pulled her into me, snuggled with her. We watched a movie, and I thought, I'm going to get sick. I did not get sick, you guys, not at all, not one day. And even Brian was like, what are you doing hanging out with her so much? You're gonna get sick. And I was like, I have to, she's my baby. But I did not get sick. Now, do I believe that this little thing is going to keep me from ever getting sick again? No, I do not believe that. But I do believe it can really help. And it's great for cell renewal. Like, that's what your immunity health is. And then the other day, I was watching another video, and it was talking about how we have cancer cells in our body. All of us always do. And our cells are fighting them off every day. And so, like, they were saying, like, the most important thing when you're talking about cancer, is your immunity. And then I was like, immunity? I got something for that. So I really like it. I have the unflavored. I got the tins. They come in like little travel packets. I got those as well. My friend who got it, she got it in a flavor. I know somebody who got watermelon, I think, and she loves the flavor of that. My friend got, I feel like it was raspberry. I don't even know. She likes that. I do this. I put it in my morning water with lemon, and you cannot taste it. I will say, it's not one of those things that falls to the bottom, but you do have to, it could get clumpy. You do have to use one of those like hand frothers. Once you use a hand frother, it dissolves perfectly. Like, there's no chunks in it. It doesn't fall to the bottom, nothing. So, and it says, I started out just doing 1 scoop. Now I do 2 when I know somebody in the house is sick or right before Christmas. I did 3. Brian was not feeling good last night, so I made him do 2. And it says you can do 3 to 4. It actually, because it's a food, they say you can do as many as you want. They recommend like anywhere from 1 to 4 a day just to like reap the benefits of what it is, but you can't like overdo it because it is considered a food. This is not a supplement. It is not a vitamin. It's considered a superfood. So it comes from grass-fed cows. And I read the story of how the cows are treated. They're living a great life, so don't worry about them. And their calves are getting the colostrum first. It's what's left over from the calves. I feel like I could talk about it forever. It is made with this cold chain therapy, so it only works if you put it in a cold drink. This is not something like a lot of people put collagen in coffee, in hot coffee. You cannot put this in anything hot. You have to put it in something cold. Some people have taken it straight back, dry shoot it. I tried that once. I put it on my Instagram story if you saw it. It was pretty miserable for me. I can't even talk about it. But I was gonna choke to death. I was pretty sure. So anyway, I haven't gone a day without it. I take the travel packs with me. Basically, you can go and you can just order it once. They'll give you a discount if you subscribe. I subscribed. And then they send me like an email before they ship it and ask me if I want to skip my subscription, change my subscription, or whatever. If you don't want to subscribe, you can get 15% off just buying 1 thing. Like, so the first time I got it, I got the packets of 30. It was like the cheapest option, and it was like a month long. So I thought, okay, that'll be a good way to try it. But I do have a code I'll put below if you want 15% off without, it won't work on top of the subscription discount because that's, I think, 30%. But if you just want to buy it, one thing by itself, you can use my code for 15% off. And I think it's one of those things, like a lot of things that we do for our health, that like if you do it for a month, you're probably not going to notice any difference. Somebody else I know said she did it for a month and then she got off it because she was like, I don't know that did anything for me. And then another month went by and she was like, no, I just felt better on it. And it's kind of hard to describe why you're feeling better. You just are. So it's one of those things that like, you just got to give it some time. And, there's absolutely, like in my research, there's no side effect. Like nobody has any side effects except good things. Like nobody's having any bad side effects from this. So again, I'm not a health professional. Do your own research, talk to your doctors, talk to people you trust. But for me, I feel like I'm going to be a lifer. I am getting my kids on it. I'm all in for the arm raw. I promised I wasn't going to start all my sentences with so. Anywho, those are two things I'm doing for my health and I've been doing for the last couple months, and I've seen improvements and I really like. Of course, I'm also doing, I started P-Volve at the beginning of the year. I really like that. It is an excellent thing for busy people to do. And, you know, I do it while Harper's at volleyball. I do it right there at volleyball. You can do it on your lunch break. If you have an office, shut that door and get it done. I do have the equipment. There are plenty of options without equipment. My friends are doing some other app that they really like. It's great because most of these apps now are so awesome because you can set your time frame. Like if you want a 20-minute workout, a 45-minute workout, if you want to work your upper body, your lower body, your full body, whatever you're looking for. So I'm just, you know, here to encourage you, here to remind myself that healthy habits make happy people. And yeah, so I hope your 2024 is off to a great start, but these are just some things that I've been doing for myself that I'm really loving.